Assalamualaikum all of you. Welcome to the last session for data transmission. Now today we are gonna study about the word encryption. Okay, in the networks when we are going to transmit the data from one end to another end, so we know that there might be the chances of the data corruption or there might be the high chances of hacking or a brute force attack. We will be dealing with all these things in detail later on. But just to secure your data from hacking, what you actually need to do, so you actually need to encrypt your data. Encrypting means that you are going to convert your data into an undesirable format. For an example, my plain text is, or the data that I need to transmit is CS by MA. That means CS by Madan. That is my plain text. Now, I do not need to send this data in this particular format because I know that there might be hacking or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to encrypt my data. I'm going to code up my data. So how I'm going to code up my data? So there are two methods, symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. Now when it comes to symmetric encryption, so according to the symmetric encryption, how I'm going to do this, first of all, let me show you the method and then I'm going to explain you that what I actually did. Now this is my encrypted text, or you may call it as the cipher text as well. Okay, at few places you will be finding the spelling for the cipher CIPHAR, and at few places you will be finding CYPHER. Okay, so I just converted CS by MA into DT, CZ and B. Now what do I mean by that? I actually utilize the key of +1. That means I just wrote the next character of my original word. So next character towards the C is D, S is T, B is C, Y is Z, M is N, A is B. So I utilize the key for the +1. That means I was writing the next word or the next character that I actually want. So this type of, okay, now when I need to decode this thing, so I will be again utilizing the similar key that I will be utilizing 1, but yeah, I will be utilizing this time I need to decode that, so I will be utilizing -1. So this type of the encryption that where I'm utilizing the similar key is known as the symmetric encryption. So you may see that I have written over here. In this type of the encryption, same key is utilized to encrypt and decrypt the data. This could be easily correct by the modern day computer because it is utilizing the similar key, so it's quite difficult to keep the key secure, so it could be easily cracked by the modern day computers or modern day systems. So this is the main issue, that the integrity of the data, or even the security of the data, is can be compromised over here. Okay, now this is the major drawback of this. Now when it comes to the asymmetric encryption, so in the asymmetric encryption, what are we going to do? We are going to change the keys. For um, making an encrypted text, we do utilize a different key. For decrypting a text, we do utilize a different key. So in this particular format, it is much more secured in comparison to the symmetric encryption. Now there are two different types of the keys, that's a public key and a private key. So public key is known by all, whereas when it comes to the private key, so private key is only utilized or only known by a particular or an authorized person. Now let's take a scenario. What is scenario? Scenario is something that Jane needs to send some data to the Tom in a similar office. Now what they are gonna do, Jane uses an algorithm to generate both keys uh, mathematically linked with each other. Now what are those both keys? These are the public key and a private key. They both are linked with each other. Okay. Jane now sends her public key to Tom. Jane is sending the data to the Tom. So she created a public key and a private key with a mathematical expression, and just after that she is sending the public key towards the Tom. Tom sends his encrypted document to Jane, encrypting it by Jane's public key. Now how it is done? Now once the receiver sends the public key, so the sender will be encrypting his or her document by that public key and will be sending that to the receiver. Jane decrypts Tom's document by her private keys. That means receiver will be generating the public and the private key, and with that generated public key, sender will be encrypting the text and will be sending to the receiver. So at this time, only the receiver can decrypt that particular message. Other than that, no one else can decrypt that message. So this is how an asymmetric encryption works. Though do remember there are two types of the encryption: symmetric, asymmetric. Symmetric, we are utilizing similar keys. Asymmetric, we are utilizing different keys. So much more secured is asymmetric, because symmetric do have a major issue of keeping the data secure. So that was all from topic number 2, that is data transmission. See you in the next topic, that is hardware. Thank you so much guys. Allah Hafiz.